Happy what is it? Oh yeah, Tuesday. So it's new comic book day eve. What's going on, everybody? Happy to have you here. Joining me today is Mr. Rocksteady. He will be joining us just shortly. He just moved to a new place, so he will be joining us in a little bit. But what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Big shout out to Mr. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait for Rocksteady to come in because I know he knows this gentleman too. Rocksteady, aka the No Hat Gang. What's going on, man?
I got the memo. No hats this time.
Yeah, BC would have ruined that. So I'm glad it's just you and I. But what's going on, man? Hey, big congratulations. Just moved into a new place.
So yeah, new digs. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks roomier for sure.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm temporary location.
Is this where you are, like your offices? Like the next time we see you, are you gonna have like books and stuff up, or?
Dude, I'm gonna be living out of boxes for a few weeks here.
It's
just like literally everything around me is just boxes. I had to clear a space so I could sit and do this.
Oh, geez. I remember when I was moving, just before I was moving, if you actually go back, like there was terrible lighting because there was boxes everywhere. Like my office was like basically nothing. And I'm basically like doing a show on the floor. I've got the laptop on my lap and I made it look like I was literally at a desk or something. I don't know how I did it, but there was like 2 or 3 shows that basically it was just, it looked terrible. So I feel your pain, man. I know exactly what you're going through. So yeah.
So I'm on the iPad. I apologize ahead of time if there's any technical difficulties, but
no worries, man. No worries.
Yeah. I'll try to stick with you.
Just showing off that Western Canadian internet status right there, man. So
yeah. The minus temperature has a real effect on the internet.
That I'm not jealous of whatsoever, man. I saw the thing that you posted the other day. It was like minus 33, and I was like, yeah, screw that.
Oh, it's been rough here, man. We had a late hit, but I think that's it. But we always say that.
Well, we always say that, and then March comes, and when we have that one, big FU snowstorm, for 3 days, and then that's pretty much it. So we're almost there, though. March, 1 month.
Hey, I'll be seeing you soon. Hey.
Yeah, and we will be seeing each other. Yeah, but more importantly, Greg, hold on a second. Don't get too excited here. Hold on. We're basically a month away from sandals and shorts season, baby. That's right, sandals and shorts at Comic Cons. What is going on? Right? No.
Is that what you're excited for?
Well, I don't have to wear my.
You were already in sandals and shorts.
I don't have to wear my Hulk boots anymore, so that's what I'm more pumped about.
It's probably just because you don't have to do as much laundry.
Listen, I do have to say one big shout out, and I did want you to be here while I said it. It is none other than the one, the only Mr. West Coast, Mr. I think he was trying to copy me with the mustache goatee thing, whatever, but it is Mr. Swaggle House's 40th birthday today. So if you're watching on the rewind or whenever, or if you're here, happy birthday, sir. Feliz cumpleaños, loco.
Happy birthday. We appreciate you in the community. Good dude. Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, big time. So happy birthday to Swag. I just wanted to make that clear. So if you haven't, message Swag, wish him a happy birthday. And let's get it going, man. So Greg, show 118. We got a few things to talk about in the news segment. Ant-Man news is pretty much over. We're moving into DC territory with Shazam. We're getting into basically, and I know there's a few Americans in here, so just for Canada, but like we are now in March getting ready for the circuit of shows and cons that are happening in Southern Ontario and in Ontario in general. So lots of excitement, man. Lots of excitement. So yeah. And in March, I will be seeing you plus Mr. BC, both of you guys this month. So I'm pumped, man. I'm excited.
It's gonna be a good month.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good month. So without further ado, let's get it going. Show number 118. And you guys know, before we get started, we are going to say hello to the chat. And let's start off by saying hello to Mr. Dan Delatorre with the gold medal, Mr. Phil with the foil. Phil, you got the silver. Don't sell yourself short, man. Come on. TKO, Mr. Barons, and Michael Baker with the copper. We'll give you a copper one for sure. Mr. Empire's in the house. What's going on, Emp? Mr. Frank is in the house with aluminum. Mr. Wesley Comics is in the house. One half of the future specs. What's going on, man? RP's in the house. Hopefully, RP, we're going to be seeing you as well this in a few weeks, man. So nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, so it'll be nice to see you. Hawaiian Punch, Mr. John. Man, this newbie live auction is what. We'll talk. Whatnot has kind of destroyed some of that stuff, man. So we'll see. Wesley saying, I got my ticket for Saturday of the March Toronto Con today.
I'm excited to meet you, Wes.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys haven't met. Just Cruz will probably be there as well with me. So it's going to be very fun. Wednesday review might be there. Who knows? Maybe Key Issues makes an appearance. I don't know. We'll see. Dan Delatorre's in the house. What is going on, sir? And oh my gosh, but one of my favorite and first guests, Miss Sana. What's going on? How you doing? It's like it's 10 o'clock here plus 6. That's like 2 a.m. It's like 2 or 3 a.m. where she is because she's in Europe. So thank you so much. Valerie, hey newbie and gang. Sorry I lost my phone. This is Serge. How's everybody doing tonight? What is going on, Serge? It's okay, no problem. I'm glad you were able to find a phone and find YouTube, man. I appreciate you hanging out with us.
Going to those links. Good crowd tonight.
Congratulations on both of you on the new places.
Oh, thank you.
That's for you.
Thank you, Serge.
AOA's in the house. What's going on, AOA? And of course, he's got a super chat. It's in green. Captain America has always been awesome. So much cooler than here, man.
You have to read it.
Newbie, private message before the show started.
Yeah.
Oh God, AOA. Yeah, I told you to keep that between you and I, man. So yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. AOA, you make this show a lot of fun, man. So I appreciate you. Mr. X is in the house. What's going on, X? How you doing, brother? It's almost baseball season. X is a big Angels fan. I'm a big Yankees fan. So sometimes when they're playing, I go back and forth with him, especially because he loves Mike Trout and not the biggest Mike Trout fan, but X
I think Mike Trout is one of the greatest players that we've seen in our generation for sure.
Who hasn't made the playoffs and doesn't play a full season?
Yeah. Don't even get me started.
Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. Mr. North 49 is in the house. Mr. Vancouver Comic Junkie. Have you guys noticed that Vancouver Comic Junkie started posting about comics again? He went like VHS. Comic.
Weird Tales.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, but Vancouver's in the house. 10 p.m. plus 6 is 2 p.m. You always surprise me, noob. I don't know, man. So 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. where you are, Sana? Let me know. No, it's 6 hours. I think she's in.
That's 4 a.m. then.
So yeah, 4 a.m. Okay, guys, come on.
Math is hard.
Come on. Coronas are deep right now. So, all right, well, let's get it going. Rock steady. Medium, light, heavy. What do you think this week is about?
Medium.
Okay. A lot of stuff pulled.
Not a lot of stuff pulled, but some cool ones I'm after.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get the show going, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm ready to rock. I'm excited.
All right. Channel sponsors. First up, Back in Time Comics, CGC authorized dealer. I'll be seeing him next week. But make sure you guys go check him out on his Facebook as well, because he always does all his sales on there. He's not a fan of the whatnot. He's not a fan of the doing Instagram auctions, but he does do the Facebook ones. Really good stuff, really fast, hundreds of sales. He's got a reward system, and he also has a candy section in his shop. So make sure to check him out. He's also got an application that's very easy to use. You can do your FOC from there. It is great stuff. So make sure to check out Back in Time Comics. Tell him Newbie sent you.
You gotta stop calling it an application. You're sounding old.
I do that for a certain reason, okay? Channel sponsor, Mr. Bleeker St Comics, a.k.a. the former champ, I believe, on Tony Sanders' channel every other Friday. But go check him out, man. $10 a press, $5 a clean. He is Southern Ontario's best. And of course, if you're in the Turner Crescent, Niagara area every Sunday, he's rocking at the flea market 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. every Sunday, rain or shine or snow, because we got a lot of that here. So, all right, let's get it going. New comic book day. And of course, we're going to start off with Dynamite Pick of the Week. Last week, I think I did pretty good, right? Right, Rocksteady?
Last week was good. We all agreed last week.
Yeah, which was really weird. I think Tim agreed as well. This one, I'm bringing it back to the original OG stuff. So I'm bringing it back to tits, ass, and redheads. That's right. We've got we've got Red Sonja, Hell Sonja, number 3, cover J, of course. I don't know, man. I really dig the art. There's a lot of detail in here. I gotta admit something. Do you see where she's sitting?
Yeah, I think she's gonna get hemorrhoids.
So something's got to be up her behind there, right? Like that's how I'm like taking this, because I don't know. That's
how you're taking this.
That's no. That's how. Hold on. Whoa. Jeez. No. How I'm viewing this. That's just kind of one of those hidden things there. But yeah, $50. I'm not touching this, any of it. But this was the Dynamite Pick of the Week for me, just solely based on what's going on with the art and the redhead.
It's the evening. You're walking home from the bar, and you see this down the path as you're walking on your way home. Do you walk closer or do you walk away?
I mean, she's a redhead, so I'm probably going to be like,
hey, investigate the situation.
You come here often? Something like that. But really, that's what it feels like in my head. But really, I'm like, hello. That's kind of how I'm probably going to be talking to her. So, but that's Dynamite Pick of the Week. $50. I'm not really, would be spending $50, but I dig the cover. So
I wonder. Okay, we've always talked about how many of these are ordered. I wonder if any of them ever go unordered. Like, are there any of these issues that are $50 that like get absolutely 0 orders?
It could be, but I mean, there's enough people out there that like dig it. It's just how many people are buying the cover J. I mean, like sometimes when we have Dynamite Picks of the Week, they're like cover like M or cover Z or cover Z.2.2.
No shop is going to order this.
No,
it's only if somebody pre-orders it, right? That's the only way.
So, X is saying concept is good, but not feeling the art. Yeah, there's too much going on here. So, all right, well, let's get it going. We're starting off with the DC book. So here we go again. I don't know why, but this could blow up. Well, I know why, but like I don't know why it's a big deal in 2023. Like, who cares? Live your life, do whatever. But we finally get Tim Drake's lover, so Bernard, basically kissing on the cover. First time they're both on the cover. Could garner something, especially with how I can't remember the book that came out last year at this time.
Son of Kal-El.
Boom, that's the one. Yeah. And that one kind of went a little bonkers for a while. I don't know where this one's gonna go. I don't think that this is something that you should hold on to for long. I mean, if you're a Tim Drake fan, if you're a Robin fan, if you're a DC fan, if you're reading the book, obviously get it. But long term, I don't really see any value in it. So I wouldn't get it for the wrong reasons. I think the only people grabbing this is probably people that want to hold on to it. Rocksteady, did you grab it?
No, like I'm not a big DC person, right? So I'm not going to go out of my way. And I've had this conversation with one of my buddies about like kissing covers, and some of them are a hit, but there's quite a few out there. So like the significance of that, like when they first started, it was okay, but yeah, regardless, I don't think kissing covers like really carry much value moving forward.
No. Speaking of Tim Drake, do you remember when I had that, I found that long box, like maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and I got them for like $1 each?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the same guy still has another 2 long boxes of that book. That one should heat up. The Bat Family is kind of still relatively cheap, and you never know where they're going to go down the road. I mean, Tim Drake could come, here and there. I don't know. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of keep some of these. DC, relatively still cheap. Like a lot of the books are still cheap, right?
If you can
Not
get them
near.
for $1, just like throw 20 away. You
Yeah.
know, low risk.
I remember selling some on my my whatnot, and they were going for like 10, $11, which I was like still mind blown at. But yeah, we'll see. They almost look like the Batman from back in the day. It looks like that Tom McFarlane drawn like you did for Batman. Todd McFarlane, not Tom. Who? X-Men 24 would disagree about kissing covers having value.
Yeah, no. Like there are some. Like there's that one with, and then there's the Miles and Spider-Gwen one.
Yep.
Like even what's that Rogue and Gambit one?
That's Mr. and Mrs. X, I think. And
there's a few of them, but there's an early X-Men run too.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. I actually just saw one of those in 9.8. The guy had it for like, I think he had it for like 300 Canadian. I was like, maybe staying away. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. I mean, obviously what had happened with Son of Kal-El, that kind of might have something, but yeah, I don't know. This one's just something to keep an eye on for sure. Mr. Louis in the house. What's going on, Louis? All right. Switching up, we've got Hallows Eve, the first solo / mini series for this. Now, the first appearance in this just came out I think the first appearance came out, in October, September, somewhere around there. ASM, I believe it was 14 or something like that.
And then they did the second print as well.
Yes. It got a little bit of hype, but I don't think the mini or the solo here is going to go crazy. I think a lot of people are getting it. There's enough covers out there that, it's not going to be a shortage of anything. So I don't know. I'm kind of skipping on this. My shop will probably have one or two if I change my mind, but I'm not really chasing it.
I'm so mixed on Hallows Eve. Like, are we just so down on Spider-Man right now that like any villain, like we automatically assume is crappy? Like, newly introduced now has her own run or whatever solo. They're pushing this Hallows Eve pretty hard, so might not be worth picking up a few, not of this one, but maybe like one of this one and a couple of the first appearances. I don't know.
Hey, here's the thing, man. I'm gonna be honest, and maybe I don't think a lot of people, maybe people agree. I don't know, but usually people tend to not agree with me at all. I'm kind of sick and tired of like these goblins. You know what I mean? Like Green Goblin, Hobgoblin. Then we had Red Goblin. Then we had Goblin Queen. Now we have
there's a Pink Goblin. There's
Pink Goblin, and then it's like
Goblin.
Can we not be more creative? It reminds me of what they did with that Marvel Super Chillers or Action Chillers with Yellow Hulk or whatever. Remember when that like spiked for like a week?
But it's the same thing with like symbiotes too, right?
Yeah. But like just a little bit of more creativity, I think. I don't know. This could be like, I don't know, in 20 years, is this going to be like one of the biggest books? Probably not, but I don't know. I'm just skipping it, not really digging it.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Super light week, but I'll go heavy on hunting. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be what's it called? Light for me as well. They're going to form Goblin Rangers.
Goblin Zord.
God damn it. I hope not. Well, sticking with solo, we've got the Cosmic Ghost Rider #1. Again, totally skipping this. I don't want anything to do with this. Even when the hype of what was it, Thanos 13 was up, and like I don't know. I just don't really care for this character. So for me, staying away from it. But again, it's coming out this week. Again, more covers to come. There's plenty of them. So if you change your mind, you're probably going to be fine. I wouldn't, go crazy. But yeah, I'm skipping this.
Yeah, I'll skip on this, but I will say I do like Cosmic Ghost Rider. I think that Thanos run is like excellent, if not one of my top 10 runs ever. Wow. That I've read. Yeah, it was fantastic. I'm not all in on Cosmic Ghost Rider right now, but I think nobody's talking about Cosmic Ghost Rider. It might be a good time to jump in on that first appearance.
Wow.
Spec.
You know, the one that I usually always see is that lens. Oh, I butchered it.
Lenticular.
That's the one. I always butcher it, but that is the thing
And
that
that's a good grab, and you can find those in 9.9s, actually fairly reasonable. Because of the lenticular, they get a higher proportion of them are 9.9s.
Yeah, I think I saw one when I was visiting you.
They had a 9.8, I think.
No, I think it was a 9.9.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that was that 9.9 at that one shop. Yeah, Michael. Dude has a pickle jar in his head.
Yeah.
Want to be Mr. Freeze, man. That's what it is. One book that I didn't actually put on the list, but sticking with Ghost Rider is Ghost Rider 12. That's coming out, and basically it's the first cameo of Danny Ketch as Weapon X. Again, like not really moving the needle for me, not really gonna go chase anything. It doesn't really excite me. It's just, again, one of those things where I look at it, and even when people are like, well, Noob, no, hold on. It's Danny Ketch as Weapon X. It's like, okay. Like that doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? So
well, it's interesting how the game has changed. Like 2 years ago, that kind of spec people would be like, oh, blah, blah. But I think as things are settling out, we're seeing what really has value. And I don't think, and people are always like, well, I can go back and get that for $5 if I ever choose to, right? Like it's out there. As long as they're on eBay for cover price, the needle won't change.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The needle better not change. All right. My favorite. Okay, I got to be honest with you. Do you guys see on the, if you're looking dead on, right, bottom right, there's this like robotic thing? I, for a minute, thought this was like Iron Man. Like I really did think that was like an Iron Man helmet. And then I'm like, no, I'm just seeing things. There's no way. But we got a new event coming with Han Solo and Chewbacca here. I'm kind of skipping on this one as well. I have been picking up certain Star Wars books, but this one I'm going to kind of stay away from. New event, probably new characters, who knows, but the keys to the next Star Wars event begin here. That's how they're starting it. That's how they're grabbing you. Rocksteady, did they grab you? Are you picking it up? Do you even care?
I read the trade of the first Han Solo and Chewbacca run, and it was pretty good. It's nice because it's familiar. It's not like you have to be versed in the Clone Wars or in Rebels or anything like that. If you just kind of watch the trilogy, the original trilogy, you can kind of jump in on this series, which is cool. Phil Noto, though, man, he makes probably my favorite Star Wars covers. Wow. So that's going for it too. I don't mind this book. I think it's probably a great read. It might be a good jumping on spot. If I'm looking for something to read, I might. Yeah.
Not bad. Well, let's stick with Star Wars because we always have to, but we got the Blade. So this is the first appearance of General Vase. I think I probably said it right the first time. Haven't really been picking up the Blade either. I've kind of stayed away from it just simply because, you know, I haven't really heard anything good about it. Usually people that tell me to go read it or try it weren't really high on this. So I kind of stayed away. Even though there's a first appearance in it, I'm still staying away. Again, Star Wars has a first appearance in pretty much every week, every issue. It just keeps growing the list of characters that we're getting introduced to. I'm okay sitting this one out because the Blade literally has pretty much every issue still on the shelf at one of my shops. So again, no rush. If I change my mind or if somebody says, no, but you're going to love it, there's probably an Iron Man in it, then maybe I'll go pick it up. But I'm kind of staying away from it for now.
And you call yourself a Star Wars fan?
I'm trying, man. I'm like half there. I'm halfway there.
You're tickling. You're not all in.
Jeez.
This is when print runs go down, because if there's an excess of number 1 on the shelf,
yep,
depends when cutoff was for number 2, and number 3 certainly goes down. So that's where you're going to find some value in some of this. I'm still not on the High Republic as a collector, hold on to value spec play.
Right.
But it could get into that territory if everybody starts to unload and everybody has all these High Republic books. You know what I mean? Because there's still a Star Wars fan base out there. Like, for the most part, you'll still be able to get cover for your Star Wars books, regardless.
I want to go back and maybe Greg, you might be able to remember, but again, me not being the Star Wars person, right? Like, do you remember in 2015? Because I'm pretty sure that's when Death Vader 3 came out, right? Dr. Aphra.
Yeah.
What was the vibe like when she came out? Was it the same as like things that we're saying now, like with some of these characters, where we're like,
No,
okay,
it was pretty off the bat, if I remember correctly, and people were on the Darth Vader, so it wasn't really a high speculation time for comic books. Like, it was kind of getting there, but so I think mostly people who were on it were reading it, and those Darth Vader runs are just killer.
because I see people like Justin, right? Like Justin took that, that picture, the famous picture with him basically, surrounded by what seems to be like 50 copies of the book in 9/8. So I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, is somebody out there picking these up week
But
in,
it
week
wasn't
out?
like that. So if you picked up on it and you had the Wednesday off and you could hit up the shops, like, you know what I mean? If you caught wind of that, you could grab those Afros. Like, they were out there for cover. No different than any of the books we've gotten for cover, right?
Damn, man. Fuck. I wish I was paying attention to that. I probably passed that book and I was just like, meh. Pissed off. Well, listen, there is what do I got here? So there's a few books too that might interest you before we switch, right? So honorable mentions. Do you have any, or do you just want me to kind of throw
as long as you got Miles in there?
Yeah, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, the second print, right? A lot of people are going after this one. First appearance of Rabble.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it the first time or the second time, but you were high on the first appearance when it came out. I'm assuming you're going to grab this one.
Oh yeah. Pre-order.
Okay,
that was like at my shop. Basically, anything Moon Girl or Miles, it's just pull for me.
You're grabbing,
yeah.
It seems to be one that a few people have circled, and I can imagine, like, especially around me, if you didn't order it, you're not getting it, especially with like different print later printings. If you don't order it, they don't bring in a lot, so it's whoever ordered it. So I'm probably going to be out of luck. There's also and people call them like the close to like the negatives, but it's like the color bleed variants for DC. There's that Target 12, the baby blue one. I could see that maybe, but again,
I think it's gonna go like the Alex Ross Timeless. Like, people will try to get them all, kind of deal, So it'll have that appeal.
And speaking of Alex Ross with the Timeless variants, this week we do get the Green Goblin and the Mystique. She's looking like in the cartoon from the 90s, so it's kind of cool. But those Alex Ross ones, man. Big shout outs to BC, because if it wasn't for him, I mean, I probably wouldn't have gone as heavy as I did on FOC for the Venom one that was just on last week's. Because he was telling me, I mean, I'll probably keep one, the best one, maybe grade it depending on, what the other two go for. I'm planning to kind of just flip and sell the other two, but those Timeless variants, man, I mean, you see some, especially the popular characters, they go for like $30, Canadian. Like, it's not a bad grab, right? So I'm going to keep one. I'm definitely going to hopefully get a great copy that I can grade. Venom is in my top 10, as probably everyone loves him now, but I was one of those like first day oneers to like Venom. So definitely a good one to have.
Generation.
Yeah. How about you? Did you get any of the Timeless that come out?
No, I appreciate Alex Ross, but I'm not the biggest Alex Ross fan. He does metal well, and like he's good with the glare, but I'm like really cartoony, right? Like, that's what I'm into. Like, I'm into the moon. Yeah, I'm in jail.
Dude.
Newbie won't let me out of the basement.
Is it Greg?
I've been here for 3 weeks. Send help.
So Justin, our buddy Greg here just moved to a new place like on Saturday, so he's got boxes everywhere. So he just had to kind of make space to bless us with his presence. But big shout outs to Nemesis Prime, man.
Welcome.
Big shout outs to Nemesis Prime. Listen, go check him out. He's one half of the Comic-Con podcast. He just did 2 So they just did an Ant-Man one last week, and then they just released the an episode on the other day, yesterday.
It's really good listening, man.
Yeah.
Like I just go out at work and I just have it in the background, and I can just disagree with him for like an hour.
And don't forget either, Thursday he's got one of the biggest Star Wars shows on Whatnot. He's got some bangers.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm telling you, because I might be bidding on some and I don't want anybody else to get them, but use code word newbie10 for 0% off. That is newbie10 for 0% off. Just buy whatever book you want from him and then put that code in. You'll get absolutely nothing, except you'll be probably messaging me being like, noob, what the fuck? But go check him out on Whatnot Thursday. He's got a great Star Wars book, great Star Wars show rather, lined up. So check him out.
I got books from last week or a week and a half ago.
Which one did you buy?
Moon Girl Second Prince.
Ooh, yeah, nice. Yeah. All right, let's get into it, man. Comic news. Here we go. There's a few that I'm excited. Last week I was more excited just because of the Fantastic Four stuff, but this week it's always exciting talking news. So for those of you that thought Ant-Man was garbage, for those of you that thought Ant-Man wasn't getting any love, for those of you that thought maybe people aren't going to see Ant-Man, you're wrong. Because guess what? They're still continuing a streak. They're still getting people, despite being second rotten film in the Disney franchise. People are still going. The numbers are still there. They're making money. It's great. Everyone's talking about it. I know here at work, even though these people are not, the people that I work with are not comic people, they're going to see it with their family. Some people went to see it twice with other friends and lover, whatever, man. It's crazy. People are still going to see this. Here's the thing. From people who know comics, for people who don't know comics, I'm still hearing the same thing. It was okay. It was all right. Like my boss went to go see it and he's like, I mean, I'm not really into this, but it was okay. So I think it does have that vibe to it. I haven't seen anybody give it more than, I think, a 7. Maybe you, Greg. I think you gave it a 7.5.
Probably like it the most out of anybody I've talked to.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not Captain Marvel. It's not Moon Knight. So, I mean, it's okay. It did its job. But
you know what? Like, I think some of the movies have been so good, we're down on some of them. So, like, it's a good movie. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, it's not mind-blowing. It's not changing the way we do things. But it's like, you were entertained. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
So, you just got to at least take it for that. And I think it'll keep growing.
Next movie is, like we just talked about, is
Guardians.
Shazam.
Oh, okay. Totally. Yeah.
Come on, we got to keep DC in here too, man. Come on. Shazam. Guardians comes out in May, right? The last week of May?
Something like that.
Yeah. So we got a little ways to go, but nevertheless, I mean, I think what's important, or what people, I know for me, something that I come back to is the fact that when this was announced, when this movie was announced, when Jonathan Majors was announced as Kang, my biggest thing was, oh man, I hope Ant-Man doesn't beat Kang. That's what happened. And then people were going crazy saying, oh my God, Kang is going to be like, how Thanos is, like iconic and pop culture and this and that. It's not like it, or at least it's not there yet. I don't see it getting to those points, but yeah.
Kang's going to be around a while. So this ship is going to ride or die with Kang, and this ship has done nothing but ride. So
yeah, I'm interested.
We're getting Kang whether we like it or not.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see from, just the books and flipping and just the up and down. I forgot. Ooh, spoiler. Shit. I mean, it's been a week, right? A week? It's been a week? I don't know.
Beats Kang. Oh, no.
I mean, technically he does it with the Wasp too. Like the Wasp helps him. So, I mean, technically I didn't really, well, now I guess I just spoiled it. But here's the thing. I'm really interested to see what happens with Avengers 8 from here till, Kang's Dynasty, whatever. I forget the title of the thing. But like, I'm interested to see why. And here's why. Because people that still think, oh yeah, Kang's dead. It's like, even though I just said it too, like, He's not. Obviously, we're still going to get him because it's literally the movies have his name in the title. So clearly we're going to get him, right? So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that book because a lot of people are going to like Victor, what's the name? Victor Timely and
Ramatat.
And all these other characters. And I think,
and the Kang gang.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, I think it's going to come back to Avengers 8. And I think if you're patient enough, you might be able to get an Avengers 8 from somebody that just wants to offload it because it's like, oh, Kang's dead.
It's,
you know what I mean? So
still the book to have of all.
100%. You can't, dude, it's Avengers 8. Like, it's a badass, you know what I mean?
So many things going for it and was slept on for so long.
Vancouver John, spoilers.
Yeah, but to his credit, Vancouver Comic Junkie hasn't even opened his VHS yet. Like, I've been seeing what he's been posting. So how's he going to watch movies in the theater?
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't even watch them.
Your move, Chris. Your move.
Yeah, your move.
Well, sticking with this universe, Avengers, the Kang Dynasty writer. So that's what it was. Yeah, the Kang Dynasty. I don't know why I was going to say the Kang Secret, whatever, but that's not right. The Kang Dynasty writer, Jeff Lovins, teases big deaths in the Avengers sequels for bloodthirsty fans. Dude, this literally came out like 24 hours after the movie released, and people were like, the comments I was reading, I was like, whoa. But the fact that the writer says, hey, there's going to be some deaths, that's pretty, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that because like in the past, we would just, similar to what happened in this one, right? We saw the trailer where him and Hope have their heads together and everybody was like, oh, one of them's going to die because that's what happens. And it didn't, right? But now here we have, right after the movie, we have a writer for the movie saying, hey, there's going to be some deaths. Like, people are going to die. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, I think we have to have it. Like, some of these actors have to move on. Like Michael Douglas, how many more are you going to get out of that? And like some characters' contracts are going to be up, and they're clearly paving the way for some sort of young team. So I think you got to move on from certain people. Like maybe just Iron Man dies again.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Bring him back just to kill him.
It doesn't feel any better anytime somebody brings that up. Like, I'm always like, ooh, too soon. And like the other day I said it and somebody was like, didn't he die like 4 years ago? And I was like, whoa. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could definitely see, Hank Pym going. I don't see Ant-Man going. I don't see like another, not original, because Ant-Man's not an original character, but like from the comics standpoint, I could totally see him being there. I don't know which ones would die, really. None that come up to mind. Would you want to take a guess maybe at like, say, 3 that you might think kind of go?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to like.
No.
Who?
Captain America again. Captain America Time Variant and Captain America. Nah, I don't know. Probably not. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting. But again, Greg, the Kang Dynasty, we're probably going to see like 40 characters, like, past, present.
It's going to be an event. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, some might just show up for one thing, new or old, and just be gone. So we'll see. Bird, what's going on, man?
What up, Bird?
All right. Disney Plus revival series X-Men 97. Do you remember that? Do you remember when this thing was talked about like two years ago?
X-Men Adventures blew up and all that jazz.
Yeah. And now you can find that book on My Comic Shop auctions for like pretty much nothing because everybody's selling it because everyone's like, man, this is never going to happen. Wow. Reportedly, the run is for 4 years. 4 seasons. Sorry, not 4 years, but 4 seasons. We haven't heard one thing about this. We haven't heard what direction they're going with, if they're picking up from the last stuff, the last show. Like, wasn't it supposed to already come out? Like, I'm just kind of confused at the fact that we've got nothing from it for a season 1, but then here they are being like, hey, it's going to be 4 seasons. Like, we're going this deep. It's like, okay. Also, what constitutes like a season for them? Because like the other ones when we were kids was like what 20 to 30 episodes was a season. So are we gonna
Yeah,
get
it was long.
like are we gonna get that many? Like I don't know how they're gonna kind of go about this, man. But 4 seasons?
It's good.
4 seasons just means 2 years.
Yeah, I think people will watch it regardless, even like background TV. But we'll see how it comes out and how true it is to the original. Yeah, I think it's good. It's 4 seasons, but it's just interesting. Like we don't have Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur in Canada yet, like on Disney Plus. So who knows if we'll even get this at the same time as the US? Like we might get hooped on this.
I hope we don't, man, because I'm gonna be. I probably won't even have Disney Plus then. If they're gonna continue to do that, I don't want to have it. Like I'd rather just get one of those like Apollo sticks or Fire Sticks and just get the US one and just and just watch it like that. I'm kind of a little pissed off about the Moon Girl stuff, to be honest with you. So, and I know you probably are too, because
I talked to them and they don't even have a release date for Canada yet.
Like you talked to who?
Like someone, like I emailed them being like, hey, do you have any idea when release date is? And they said, sorry, we don't have a release date yet.
That's BS, man. That is total BS. Imagine they do that with like Loki 2 or something like that.
It's dangerous. Like it's scary because they don't specify, right, when it comes out on this day.
But it shouldn't. That shouldn't be a problem. Also, those are special edition Shyla Styles and August Amens. I butchered it, but yeah.
He has all your dynamite picks of the week.
Yeah, just keep them there. Don't lose them. Morgan, I thought there were 4 seasons per year. Morgan,
She's literally on the couch next to me listening now. Just
Morgan, you live in Western Canada where there's basically one season. Winter and minus 33, and then there's like 2 months of like, okay, you can see the sun. Like, yeah. All right.
Good time to be alive those months.
Yeah, good time to be sandals out there, man. All right. Hold on to your hats, people, because a book that I've been talking about for a very long time, and a book that everybody was saying, Noob, you're stupid. Noob, you're crazy. Noob, why are you wasting your money? Well, guess what? We're going to have to talk about that book again, because Disney Plus has Vision Quest reportedly beginning filming next year. Guess what that means? We're getting White Vision. Now, Greg, you're a big fan of the younger teams. The same time that this came out, there was all that speculation. What was it? 2 days ago, 3 days ago? No, sorry. I think it was Sunday or Saturday of people saying Viv. Apparently, Viv is going to be, well, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but West Coast Avengers 45 went to 2,800 Canadian when he was on the WandaVision show, and it's dropped dramatically like
that was
crazy.
A crazy time.
Like
the peak of the craziness was that White Vision.
It passed New Mutants 98. That is one of those things I'm still mind blown at, but it's gonna come back. I don't think you're gonna get $2,800 for it, but it's gonna get its day again. It's gonna get its hype. It's gonna get its top 10. You're gonna get those crazy people.
People are gonna be so scared of that book. I don't know. I think the visions, like you said, like first appearance of Viv, I think those books, that expanded Vision universe is good. But yeah, I don't know. White Vision, it will, but I don't know if it's worth biting in the risk.
They're super cheap right now, but I wouldn't. There's so many of them too that I wouldn't get. I would not touch anything unless it was a 9.8 for this book, because anything else is just not gonna be anything for it.
I bet you like pop count on like 9.2s and 9.4s is just like astronomical.
Yeah, and I wouldn't. I remember going to shows when that book popped off, and so many people just had a ton of them already slabbed, obviously, but there was a ton of like 8.0s, 8.5, 9, 9.2. And it's just like, with that many out there, you just kind of want 9.8. I'd probably even stay away from 9.6 unless it was a crazy steal where I felt very good about it. But yeah, I really do think that this one is going to pop again soon. So if you're looking for a quick flip, I mean, it might get some steam going this summer, man. Because if they're beginning to film next year, you know how it goes. We're gonna find casting. We're gonna connect the dots on who would be the villain, and then it's just gonna explode. So
don't forget, there's more than one Ultron, right? Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So like, could we get a reintroduction of Ultron? Like, are they having regrets of some of the big villains they killed off? Like, if you think Avengers 57 is good, the first appearance of Ultron is an absolute steal.
Which one's 57 again? Off the top of my head, I can't.
That's First Vision.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, but I think I don't know. I think when he's White Vision, everyone's gonna go. So Dan, my thing is everyone's gonna go to that book, and then it might leave Avengers 57 a little cheaper. People kind of just trying to get not rid of it because it is a great book, but people might just be wanting to like offload it a bit.
So here's what I'm noticing is when the show comes out is one of the best times to buy some of these books because the market becomes so flooded.
Yeah.
And as you wait and like people are desperate to sell, and as soon as they see they aren't selling as much, they're like quick to let them go. So at a time like the week after a show came out was the worst time to get a book. Now it's one of the best times. All the hype is before the movie ever even comes out.
Look at what I've done with, and Greg, you know that. Well, I don't know if I want to spoil this, but like Bucky.
Yeah.
Same thing with that, right? The show's, you could say that about a lot of things, but like it is the right time to buy for a lot of these characters that we're going to be seeing, especially if, you just want to take a small risk on something. There's a lot out there right now. It's a great time to buy, but obviously, the world's a little fucked. There's a recession kind of going on depending where you are, and governments are fucked. So save your money unless you can really afford it. But hey, all right, well, staying with this, Vision's daughter from the comics, Vivian, will reportedly join MCU's Young Avengers. Now, wasn't too long ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we talked about it, where they said that the Young Avengers was kind of not happening, or it was paused. And Greg, you had actually said, and I quote, "Well, I'm hoping for champions anyway," end quote.
Yeah.
You excited about this? Does this kind of maybe get things going with Young Avengers, or are they doing that song and dance where they're like, hey, no, this isn't happening, but really it is happening?
I could see it amalgamated. Like, I still can't see them calling it the Young Avengers. I think that's just like the title for now because it gets too confusing. Like, if we have West Coast Avengers, Young Avengers, like Dark Avengers, it gets very convoluted.
Yeah.
So I could see them being mostly inspired by the Young Avengers and still being called champions. Maybe this is an opportunity to kind of amalgamate the two, right? But it'll be a young team, and I think it's just referred to as Young Avengers right now. So
with this and the fact that Vision Quest is basically starting to film next year. Now, again, remember, people, we're just heading into March tonight at midnight. So, I mean, next year is still a long ways away. It's not like, it's not like when we're in September and it's like, hey, next year, it's like, well, it's 3-4 months away. No. This is going to be a while. But the fact that news came out, all that stuff was going on, and then this came out, I'm pretty sure you guys can connect the dots, and you don't need me to tell you, but Viv is probably going to be in that show. We're going to probably be introduced to her at some point in that show. But I don't know, man. Those champion books are still pretty cheap. Young Avengers, slightly still up there. I think 9/8 are still $1,000 Canadian, right, Greg?
Yeah, I think, well, there's so many like first appearances, right? So like throughout that run, I think it's a great run. So I'm not surprised it's still up there.
Yeah. Michael Barker, they've already introduced most of the team. How can they not be doing Young Avengers, targeting that young demographic for future sales? It's business after all. Yeah, it's business.
I just think it's in the name, right?
Yeah,
that's all I'm talking about.
See, and that's the thing, man. We got no respect for the younger generation. Everybody's always quick to hate on these new characters, right? Like you talk to somebody who's like, and Dan, Chris, I'm not centering you guys out, or Phil, like I'm not centering you guys out, but like majority of people that I talk to, or even I see just in this YouTube or even in social media, they get so mad when these new characters are brought in and they're like, that's so stupid. It's like, all right, but like, I mean, in 100 years or 50 years, like maybe those characters are the ones that this generation goes on to, right? As much as people hate to say it, like there's enough people out there, like my nephews, Spider-Man to my nephews is Miles Morales because that's what they're watching on TV, right? For us, it was Peter Parker, but for my nephews, and I'm not the only one. Like I know, Mel V, same thing. His nephew, like a lot of people say the same thing, right? So who knows, right? Like perfect example, Greg. You have biker mice from Mars. We're now collecting Zelda. We're now collecting Super Mario. Like we're collecting these things. And what do we always say? Oh man, that was nostalgia. I remember watching that show, or I remember doing this, or I remember playing this game. Yeah, that's why we get it. That's the same thing that's going to happen to these kids.
And those books were worthless for so long.
Exactly. And that's what's going to happen to those kids, right? So that's why I always think to myself, I'm like, why are these guys hating? Just like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But the story can't be like for, when was the first Spider-Man? 2003? Two,
I think.
Two. Okay. From there, or the first Hulk, right? Are we going to get the same story for the next 200 or however long this Earth is going to be around? No, we got to switch it up. You got to bring new characters. So I don't know. We'll see. I love the new stuff. Yeah. Greg,
I'm a modern collector too, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm into.
Sam Alexander, Kamala Khan, champions, young. I mean, I think those are smart plays, especially because they're so cheap. Kamala Khan?
America Chavez, though.
That one I have a tough time because of the price tag. Because people are still asking for an arm and a leg for those, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Remember the hype with America Chavez?
Cool.
Remember how crazy people were going?
There's been a lot of characters like that, and then they came and it went down, right? It's like, wait for them to come out and you'll get it cheaper than before they do.
Yeah. Moon Knight. Oh, Moon Knight, greatest character of all time. And blah, blah, blah. All I see
popping off for a while.
All I see in the market is all Moon Knight stuff, man. You want a Moon Knight 1? Just look outside your window. Somebody probably threw one out there.
She-Hulks are there now.
She-Hulk too. Yeah. She-Hulk and 9.8 is still like a $600 to $700 Canadian book though.
But yeah.
Surprising.
But that's a 9.8. I just mean like raw.
I only collect pulps from the 1930s now because the new stuff scares.
As a teenager.
I only collect paper now. Yeah, I just go to the Home Depot, or I just go to Staples and just buy paper, and I'm like 9.8. I've sent paper into CGC, and I got back a letter that says, "What the fuck?" So, I bought new Miles Lego set grocery shopping. Nice.
That's why they put the toy aisles in the grocery stores, not for the kids.
Yeah, it's for the fucking adult.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk.
I read somewhere where 65 or 72, one of those two, so 65% or 72% of the toy market is actually consumed for adults. Like adults are buying these toys for themselves. They might have kids, but it's going to them. Like they're not even buying the toys for them kids.
Well, all the young kids want like the digital stuff, right? So it's like we're the niche market. And you notice that when we saw Ant-Man with like the types of trailers and stuff, like they're starting to know their niche market instead of trying to grow a bigger niche market, it seems.
Yeah. Well, the last piece of news that we're going to be talking about, guys, is Marvel Studios reportedly adds sequels to both Shang-Chi and Eternals to internal production calendar, which means we will be seeing these shortly. I mean, of course, the way both of these movies ended, you knew it was going to happen. Now, a lot of people are circling the end credit scene for both of these movies because they do think that it connects obviously to Kang, which it probably will. But we've left off on cliffhangers, especially with both, really. The beacon sending off that signal, the bands, the 10 rings rather, and then Internals with Harry Styles coming, and they're going to go find the rest of them, and of course Mr. Dana Whitman, Mr. Black Knight. So a lot of things there coming. Obviously I'm pumped to see these. Hopefully we don't get another sex scene in Eternals 2. I hope they they toned it down on that.
But look at the way Kang Dynasty is shaking up, right? Like, it's no longer Avengers, it's like Eternals, Shang-Chi, right? Like, we're going to probably get Wong and Doctor Strange, and yeah, it's shaping up to be pretty cool.
I'm excited. I will say this, guys. And Greg, we've talked about it many times. 2 of the cheapest books right now that you can find. If you want to make money, I can't believe I'm saying this, but 2 of the easiest books that you can make money off of are right here. Eternals 1 and Shang-Chi. Marvel.
They're so cheap right now.
Special edition 15. It's so like an 8.0 is like $350 Canadian. Under $400 Canadian for an 8.0, 8.5. You could like maybe haggle. You know what I mean? Like an 8.0 when this movie came out was like $1,400. Like,
you're talking about Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah. Well, Eternals in 9.8 was like $2,500 Canadian. Like,
now it's like, I don't even know what it is, but
now I think it's like maybe 400.
Yeah, they're on the low.
But again, Greg, what's to say these books don't hit those numbers again or close to it? So guess what? I buy the Shang-Chi book in 8.0 for $400. It comes back number 2. Guess what? Okay, I don't get $1,400 for it, but I get $1,000. I made $600 off a book.
Yeah.
What more do you want? You know what I mean?
think Shang-Chi is a way better buy than Eternals, even though I think both have room. Yeah. But yeah, and because what hurts Eternals too is like the first appearances are spread out throughout the series.
Yeah.
Whereas like Shang-Chi is the main character. Also, like, it's split between the Eternals too, right? Like with Icarus, Cersei.
Yep.
Yeah,
because Cersei's
Shang-Chi is
issue
a
2.
definite. Yeah, I think issue 2 is one, like issue 6, and like, I don't know. It's pretty spread out.
I know 9 and 11 have other ones too. I can't remember, but yeah, that's exactly why, right?
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited, man. I'm excited they're on the calendar. All right, gang. That was show 118 from Greg's Cell Block.
Yeah, I was allowed 1 call, and this is what I chose. So thank you.
Listen, you know what? The other day I saw somebody pulled over, and they were outside, like they were handcuffed, like on the highway, right? And I passed, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, who would I call with my 1 call? And not to say like who, like physically, like who person wise, but I was like, whose number am I gonna remember? Because dude, honestly, these things right here have messed me up because I literally don't know anybody's phone number. The other day I was talking to my wife, and I had told her that I might be getting like a new number because like all the spam and stuff like that. So I'm like, maybe I'll just get a new number. She goes, no, your number, I've memorized it. It's so easy. And I go, oh, shoot. And she goes, why? You don't know mine? I'm like, no. I'm like, maybe 905. And she's like, no. I'm like, I don't know. So if I ever get pulled over, I don't know. I don't know who I'd be calling. I could probably do this. So
you'd call like your childhood friend's house. Like, so you get like your childhood friend's parents, because those are the numbers you remembered.
Yeah, we'll see. But Greg, thank you so much for hanging out. Show 118. Please let the people know where they can find you. What's going on your neck of the woods, sir?
So you can find me here. You can find me on Instagram, same name, Rock City Collectibles. March 12th, Edmonton Pop Culture Show. I'll be set up there. And then, yeah, we'll be seeing March 18th. We'll be Toronto Comic Con or whatever it's
18, 19, yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, we'll be seeing each other in Toronto. Are you coming the whole weekend? What are you doing again?
I'm only coming to the show on the 18th.
Okay. So there you go, guys. The 18th is the only time you'll get to see Rocksteady. So
yeah,
there it is.
If you need me to sign anything, let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
All these lawyers are gonna show up.
That's it for me. Thank you so much for hanging out. Show 118. Enjoy New Comic Book Day Eve tomorrow. Don't ruin anything, or maybe ruin it so people can go flip. But enjoy the week. You guys can find me obviously here, Newbie Comics on Instagram, and of course, yeah, March 19th, the Toronto show. There's another show happening too, but I can't remember it. And yeah. I don't know if you guys could see, but I was rocking my Lords of the Lombok sweater that I won. So make sure you guys go check them out before here. Of course, go check out our friends, Spec Tales, Comic Kingpins, and of course, the Comic-Con podcast. I just did a show with Spec Tales last week. Make sure to go check it out. And that's the show, guys. Enjoy your Wednesday. Enjoy New Comic Book Day. Any last words, Greg?
Peace out. All the love. From Cell Block 118.
Later, guys. Canada 69. 69 phone number. What?